Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 8. I cannot believe that we are already at episode 8. God, time is going by fast, which actually is fine by me, okay? With no more further ado, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so let's start with Sheree. So she's working on her She by Sheree. She's on the phone with, somebody that's helping her, I guess, upload her products onto her website and all, and the producers ask her if she's made any profits. She says no, she hasn't made any profit yet because she spent so much on She by Sheree. I said, what has she spent so much on? And if she has spent a lot on it, then you've been doing this wrong because we don't even have anything to show for it. Like, maybe she needs to, but again, it might be that Capricorn in her, just and don't want to be asking people for help, just be over there fucking up shit. She says she knows that her fans have been waiting on the brand, so she's about to hit y'all with another drop, y'all. And she's going to prove the haters like Candy wrong, because Candy said a lot of negative things about Sheree. She don't like that. Well, she should have a sense of humor. I thought it was funny. Everybody else thought it was funny, when Candy said the She by She end. And yeah, Sheree don't like that. So everything is ready, about to go up on the website. So when she gets off the phone with her guy, then she calls, she texts Candy and was just like, hey, Candy girl, we didn't get to talk at the Gucci party, so maybe the two of us can just get together. And Candy was like, I would love to get together, just the two of us, okay? So yeah, the date is set. So we see them, they meet on a trail to walk. I guess Candy thought they was gonna do something along the lines of walking, like working out. So Candy got on workout gear, and honey, Sheree is in full Louboutin heels, a black outfit, fur coat all the way down to her ankles. And Candy was just like, girl, what you all do this stuff for? I thought we was walking. And she was just like, oh no, honey, I was just like, I know Candy don't like to work out, so she gonna be cute. I said, you gonna be fucking feet hurting, because everybody know Louboutin shoes is definitely not for no walk on no damn trail. Okay, so she was like, she need to find her a bench so she could sit down over here trying to be cute. So they find a place to sit, and there she was just like, what's been going on? And Candy was just like, girl, you tell me. Every time I'm around you guys, it's like some sort of argument. Y'all got something to say. What is that about? And Sheree was just like, she don't even really know why they always be arguing. Well, it reflects a lot of negativity on me. Y'all be reflecting negativity on me. And Sheree was just like, maybe we need to figure out a way to work things out. I mean, look, you and Marlo, y'all got along well. She had that chicken, and maybe we just need to make sure we have chicken around for when you around. More pieces to keep Candy happy. But anyway, how's life treating you, Sheree? Oh, Sheree says, oh, everything is good. Everything's great. Did I tell you that I'm a glamour now? Oh, you are? Yep. Oh, okay. Does she look like you? And she says, yeah, some people did say that she looks like me. I said, is that the new Sheree face or the old Sheree face? Because this new face, child, you look like Hazel Lee. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, Sheree is there to confront Candy about, what she said about She by Sheree. She was just like, I've always been very supportive of your brand and the things that you do. And, I just don't feel like you did the same. You go on other platforms and you talk negatively about my brand, and, that hurts my business. And Candy was just like, well, I feel like I've been really supportive of you. Candy did admit that Sheree has been supportive of her in the past as well. But Candy was confused about all of this, because she was just like, I didn't even know that we actually had like a beef like that. So she was kind of surprised that Sheree still wanted to talk to her on this one-on-one. And Sheree was like, well, I really do feel like Sheree doesn't want to be in this fight with Candy because she's smart. She knows that everybody loves Candy. But also, they've been on this show long enough that they really shouldn't even have no beef. They don't really have a reason to be beefing other than the clicks, the slick remarks about She by Sheree and, all that. Even though Sheree did come for Candy pretty hard last season, talking about Todd messing around and all of that, So, but I think Sheree probably doesn't want to stay in that spot. So that's why Sheree is trying to do this. But also under the guise of kind of putting Candy in her place and letting her know that her business is legitimate and that she do run her business correctly and all this. And Candy is just sitting there looking at her like, So she said that it's not cool that she shades her business. And Candy was just like, I went on the damn website. The shit wasn't there, And Sheree was just like, it's been up there for like 2 months. So then Sheree starts explaining the site issues. And that looked like she rambling on and on and on. She started telling Candy how she, I did go to Tags and I did buy something from you. And, I could only wear it one time. And Candy was like, well, at least she was able to get it, though. And then, she was like, but it's still, she had to wash it and all of that. And Candy was just like, listen, that stuff is not my brand. She said, I sell other people's clothes. So that's not no reflection on me. I'm selling the other people's clothes. And we had been told you that why don't you just buy some stuff and put your brand name on it? And you were like, oh no, I'd never do anything like that. Okay, and Candy was just like, but it was a way easier way to do things. You the one wanted to do all of that, but then you still turned around and you did exactly what we said that you should do. So, Sheree is still explaining the drops and all of that to Candy. And, Candy was just like, yeah, okay, but it was the whole thing with the She by Shein. And she was like, no, honey, it's She by Sheree. And she was just like, okay. I'm just saying that the shit that was on the Shein website was similar to the stuff that you had as well. And then, honey, Bravo gonna put the side-by-side pictures up. I was like, that Bravo is so fucking shady. And Sheree was just like, see, but you're just talking about it. I always support you. I brought 12 people to your restaurant and, the service was bad. And, they didn't have everything that we ordered. And, I didn't never go and blast you like that. Oh, you saying it now? So, they're going back and forth, and Sheree is just talking about how people hold her to a higher esteem, so she has to make sure that her products is all that and all. And Candy finally was like, Sheree, why are we arguing? We shouldn't even be arguing. There's nothing to argue about. Like, okay, I apologize. Candy did apologize for saying what she said. I shouldn't have said those things about you in a public place. So she apologized. Sheree did accept it. I feel like they kind of went round and round in circles, but they finally got over it. I don't even think Candy is even mad at Sheree. Now, Candy is irritated with Marlo, and Candy is mad at Marlo. Candy is irritated with Sonya. But I think with Sheree, she's just sort of like, she ain't even studying Sheree. But Sheree says that they did make progress, so maybe they can be friends now. Now, speaking of Candy, we see Candy talking to Todd later on, and they talking about Todd's movie, honey. Todd said he using this whole season to promote this movie. I know they better drop this movie at the end of this season. Yeah, they're talking about the movie, the cast. Candy was just like, well, I thought you said that you wanted Drew to play the wife. Okay, and Todd said, yeah, he did have an idea that Drew would play the wife, but if Drew plays the wife, then Candy is not playing the character that is opposite Drew, because apparently that character turns out the wife. And Candy was just like, y'all not fixing to typecast me as like some lesbian turning women out type of character every time, because she was on a show. What was that show? Is it on BET? I'm sorry, you guys. I keep on scratching my nose. Like, y'all right, Roxanne, is she on fucking cocaine or some shit? No, the hair is blowing, the air is blowing, the hair and the little hairs is going in my big nose. So that's why I keep on doing that. But they believe that Drew will be great in this role. They got to just see if Drew will be up to it. But Todd is just like, it's not going to be a sexually explicit film. So he doesn't want it to just be kind of like a really way out something. It's more about the story, not necessarily about the acts in the story. Now, since we're talking about Drew, let's talk about Drew. Drew is at home with the family, and she's talking to somebody about her very first video shoot that's coming up, okay, for the You Already Know song. She's excited to show the routine to somebody that's there. She's gonna show it to her in person. Like, the lady thought that she was gonna show her a video. No, I'm gonna show you in person. So she plays her song, and then just like how people always do, they act like they about to do something and then be like, oh no, wait a minute, oh, let me rewind it back, okay, I gotta go back, oh, I forgot that part, oh. Girl, don't nobody feel like seeing this mess. We'll see the video when it come out. Ralph comes out and he was like, you need me to help you remember how to do it? Sure, Ralph. Okay. Now, they have a conversation that just comes out of the blue, and I was just like, now what is this? Now, apparently, Drew has a sister that is coming to visit. Okay. And she is happy that her sister is coming. The sister said that, she's excited. She can't wait to actually sit and talk to Ralph. Apparently, the sister and Ralph have bad blood because the sister was telling Drew that Ralph was manipulative and he was a liar and he was a controller and all of the things that we have been saying for the last couple of seasons. Well, apparently the sister had been said it to Drew as well, and Ralph didn't like it. The sister and Ralph looked like they probably didn't get along, and the sister, who used to manage Drew. Now, this is the part that was interesting. This woman used to manage Drew. We ain't never seen the woman. This is the third season that Drew has been on the show. She talked about all her staff last season, and all that sister name never came up. We ain't seen the sister the first season or nothing. So what is Drew and Ralph showing us? Okay? Fuck, when we gonna get to this goddamn divorce? But maybe now it's starting to show where things are about to fall apart, because the sister obviously was a big enough problem that the sister and Drew kind of stopped talking because of the shit that she said about Ralph. Apparently Ralph was like, I don't want her in this house anymore. That shit is serious enough when you start banning family members that your wife was close to. Now all of a sudden they can't come around no more. This was a big deal. Why we ain't never heard none of this? Had no idea that her sister been managing her since she was 3, like she said. Okay, so I was just like, Drew and Ralph, what y'all got going on over there? Now, apparently she was a great manager, but during the pandemic, she had some sort of mental break and ended up having to stop working with Drew. So now that the sister is coming back, Ralph feels some kind of way. Drew kind of is stepping on eggshells. She wants her sister to be around, obviously, but she also wants her husband, I guess, to be comfortable in his own home. So they got to get Ralph up to, he got to get him up to snuff and make sure that he's willing to even meet and talk with the sister. The day that the sister is supposed to be coming, Drew is excited. She's talking to her mom about the sister coming and how she's even got her oils that the sister likes, and she got vegan options for the menus for whatever the sister wants to eat and all this. Like, she is super excited. The video shoot is the next day. It's gonna be a long day, but she's glad that the mom is there for her. She's glad that her sister is going to be there. But anyway, they're waiting for the sister to come. The sister doesn't show while they're recording. So production wraps at 10:30, it said, and then 2 hours later, so after midnight, her sister finally makes it there. Which was, I guess they was just trying to make sure that we saw that it was happening in the real time that it was, but it was just sort of like, y'all got her getting there in the middle of the night, production not there and all. We couldn't do this the next morning. Y'all couldn't just, I guess, child. So Drew said that Ralph had already gone to bed and he didn't come down when the sister was down. So she was like, she's not sure how Ralph is taking this whole situation with the sister. Of course, she doesn't want him to be uncomfortable, but she wants them two to be able to work things out. So the next day, we see they are at the roller skating rink. And Drew was just like, the whole concept of the video is just women's empowerment. Shout out to Jocelyn. Everything is women empowerment. Okay, between hanging with your girls and meeting your man later. Now, when we first see the sister and Ralph there at the same time, it kind of looks like they're trying to avoid each other. They're just trying to give each other space because they're not really sure how to speak to each other just yet. And we see some of the housewives have come. Kenya's there, Sonya's there, Manyetta's there. Where's Sheree? Oh, Sheree has an interview today. She's not going to be able to come. Okay, what about Candy? Well, Candy said she was coming, but Candy ain't there yet. Okay, which is not like Candy. Candy is usually on time, unless, I was like, y'all ain't got no food there? Because, honey, if you had some food, Candy would have been early. They about to get started on this shoot, and Drew can't skate. Sonya was like, girl, you sure you want to be out on these skates? You blew out your Achilles when we was in Jamaica trying to do some shit that you ain't had no business doing. Now you trying to skate on this jacked up leg that you got. Like, are you sure you want to do this? Okay. Kenya was like, this damn video shoot is giving her bootleg, broke Beyonce blow video vibes. That's going on over there, but the family is watching from the sidelines. So you got Sheree, the sister, the mom, and Ralph over there. So Ralph was like, you liking the way everything looked? And then the sister was like, this is exactly what I saw in my dreams. And he was like, your dreams? She was like, yeah, you don't remember I told Drew that I had a dream that she had a video and it was at a roller skating rink and all of that, you know. And I guess Ralph didn't remember. No, Ralph was like, it's good to see you here. And she was just like, you know, I'm just happy that she's doing things again. You know, she's getting back to herself. And I was just like, now what does all this mean? What does all this mean? Because it just feels like there's so much more unspoken shit between Ralph and that sister. Okay. And what was the fight? Did she feel like Ralph was holding her back, Drew back from doing the things that she wanted to do? Like, you had to kind of try to read between the lines of all that. I just feel like we should have gotten more, especially because we still trying to see when the hell Drew and Ralph gonna start fighting to be going to get a damn divorce, right? So, you know, she's so emotional. He goes over there and gives her a hug. And, you know, so I guess that was like sort of them at least breaking the ice. I wouldn't, if I was Ralph and I was pissed about the things that she said, I don't know if that would have just been me just forgetting about the whole thing. But maybe he's just trying to, you know, put out the hand of friendship first. Drew is excited to see that Ralph and her sister are over there hugging and talking, and she's hoping that they are able to rebuild the friendship, praying that they are continue to build their relationship. So, I mean, I guess that was nice, and everybody had happy tears. It was a good day at the skating rink, I guess. And then jumping over to Marlo. So Marlo has this thing called Foster Care Fridays. You know, she has her organization. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, you know, she just talks to foster kids about the experience and all that. She just likes to make sure that she stays tapped into the foster care community, just to lend her whatever she can to help these girls. And so after she finishes with that online, then she calls, Sonia comes over and visits. And Sonia's excited. Oh, Belk is going to sell her mommy and me sweatshirts. Okay, girl, good. Then Sonia sits down with Marlo and she's telling Marlo how, you know, it's something about, you know, like when her and Marlo just sit down one-to-one, one-on-one, everything is cool. You know, they get along, they agree on a lot of things. She said, but then something about when Marlo gets around the rest of the girls, they bring out the worst in her. But Marlo was like, you know what, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, you know. She just feels like the ladies say things that trigger her. Like when Candy said, fuck the flowers. To Marlo, that meant fuck her nephew and her sister. No, it just meant fuck the flowers, Marlo. Candy don't know the nephew or the sister. So why would she even be saying fuck them to begin with? Marlo feels like, you know, they've been friends for 10 years, so automatically that Candy should be there for her. It just does not work like that. I don't know where Marlo comes from. Where does she come from? Yeah. So Sonia is just like, Marlo, just leave it alone. Okay, it's done. Okay, but then Marlo tells her, guess what? I'm going on a blind date. What? Yep. She ain't never met the guy before, but he's Jamaican. And, you know, Sonia's Jamaican. So she was just like, what you say? You know, everybody always calls me a whore and, you know, say I only date white old men. But she got y'all number this time, bitch. She going out with this man and she's excited about it. She has not opened her legs to any man or any woman or anybody in the last 4 years, okay? So y'all can go on somewhere with that horror narrative. The only men that she's been around that's been in her life have been her nephews, okay? So Sonia was like, you know, you ask him where he's from, what he does. You know, Marlo was like, oh, I thought I was supposed to ask him how much money he make and do he pay his taxes. No. I mean, you do need to find that out eventually, but maybe not on the first date. So later on, we see Marlo getting ready. She was like, honey, it's a whole damn village trying to help her get ready for this date. She's nervous, okay? She said, this man better be sexy. He better be rich. Some eye candy with little, you know, little bit of ching. So, you know, she gets dressed. She gets in the car. She calls Sonia, you know. Sonia's like, oh, let me see what you got on. Oh, okay, you look cute. Okay, just forget about any drama. Make sure that you have fun. So Marlo was like, what you been doing today? And she was like, oh, I just got home from Drew's video shoot. And Marlo was just like, I wasn't invited. No, you weren't. Okay, well now Marlo is like, you know what, bitch, let me get off this phone. I'm about to call Drew. And so she calls her, and Drew is just like, oh, I'm shocked that you're calling. She tells Drew that she's on her way to a blind date. Hey, Drew don't care about that. Marlo, let me just keep it real with you. Okay, that's all the way that Marlo knows, you know. So Drew says, you know, she just, the way that Marlo was coming at her, she ain't like that. Marlo was just like, she's sorry about that. She was just like, you know, if you have a problem, you need to come to me and you should just talk to me. And, you know, Marlo is apologizing to her. She didn't know that Drew was really that upset about everything, but Drew was like, you know, she always gonna keep it 100 with Marlo. She don't like how Marlo is showing up as a friend. Marlo was like, bitch, get off my phone. She hung that shit up in her face. I could not stop laughing. She was like, this bitch here, she got her nerve. She up here built like a whole square, and she talked too much. That's why Ralph is out there. He's out there looking at all these what's the word? Voluptuous women. I said, Marlo, you are awful. Okay. So she gets off the phone with Drew, hung up in her face. That shit was hilarious. And then she gets to the restaurant. So at the restaurant, Marlo is nervous. The guy is sitting already in the booth, and he was just like, welcome to my restaurant. She was just like, oh, this is your restaurant. Yes, it is. I was just like, okay, so now it makes sense. Brother man said he fixing to get the promo for his restaurant on this very widely watched show, okay? So he's like, yeah, this is my restaurant. He gonna order the food. Give me the jumbo prawns with the seasoning, blopty-blopty-blue. Give me this, give me that. Okay, and Marlo was just like, ooh, sounds like this is gonna be really nice. So she's talking to him, and he was just like, yeah, I'm about to turn 40. And she was just like, oh, so you're 39. Okay, then she was like, yeah, he's kind of young. He's not too young, though. Just like, I mean, the motherfucker, I mean, Marlo is tall. I know Marlo gotta be at least 5'9", 5'10". She had on heels, and he still was quite a bit taller than her. So she was just like, yeah, you know, this nigga might be something I could climb up. He's sexy, he tall, he got a restaurant. Everything is looking good so far. So then she was just like, so do you have any skeletons in your closet that I need to know about? He was like, yeah, I mean, you know, I've been in jail a couple of times, you know, before I had to figure out that wasn't a place for me. And she was just like, oh my God, we got so much in common. Okay, all right, now I finally feel better. Okay, now I can just have somebody that's gonna accept me for me. You know, I've been in jail too. How long was you in there? He said maybe about 6 months was the longest. She was just like, oh my God, it's a match made in heaven. They both on the straight and narrow now. You know, now they can get to the bag together maybe. So he was just like, you know, I'm a man's man, and you know, I'm gonna take care of you. I'll roll out the red carpet for you and all. You know, I'm gonna spoil you. I said, now Marlo has a lot on her own, so it's gonna take quite a bit for you to spoil her. So I hope you gonna live up to them words, sir. Marlo says she's excited to see where this goes. So she gives him her number, and he says he gonna use it too. I was like, okay, we'll see, honey. We ain't seen Marlo with anybody, so this is kind of interesting to see. Y'all think that this is gonna last, or is this some shit for the show? All right, you guys, that is it. Get off of here, get out this hot ass car, get these videos edited and up to you. Okay, make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Roxanne. The channel is It's Rocks. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars.